Well, good morning and welcome to another trip. So, I'm betting you can guess where I am. That's right, I am in the Lake District. And this is the first time in 11 months I've been here. Which is a bit sad to say really. But as I mentioned in my last video, life does get in the way. So I'm here for 2 nights. Last time I was here I did the Windermere Way. Thoroughly enjoyable hike. This time I'm not doing any named hike as such. I'm just going to hike along Ullswater, so that'll be a little bit of the Ullswater Way. Round the back of Hallin Fell and then up onto Arthur's Pike, and that's where I'm going to camp tonight. And then tomorrow I'm going to head from Arthur's Pike all the way to High Street, around, and I was going to camp on Hartsop Dodd, but the car park where I normally park, well I say normally, I've not been there for about 2 years, that's closed. So I've managed to find a lay-by just up the way, so I may have a change of camping spot tonight, I may not, I've not really decided. So about 10 miles today and about 10 miles tomorrow, so nothing strenuous, just a few relaxing days in the Lake District. Bliss. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always I'll see you on the way. Nice waterfall up there. God, I love it here. Long time since I did the coast to coast. Absolutely stunning walk that, the Ullswater Way.
We're going to go up to Anglethorne, and then depending on how everyone else is feeling, I might go up.
I just stopped at a side farm for a coffee, which is very nice. I do like this campsite, I must admit. I've not stayed in it though for a good few years. Right, so we just reached the start of Ullswater. I do think I will be having a swim in there later. All depends on what time I get to Hallin Fell. I think it'll be early enough. Where's it gone? There we go. Certainly is my favourite lake. So there right in front is Hallin Fell. It does look really close, but due to following the banks of Ullswater, I think it'll probably be a good hour and a half before I get around the back. Looks like it's closed, unfortunately. Last time I passed here it was open. Would have been nice to have a coke. Oh well. So up that way is Place Fell. I did consider camping on there tonight, but the distance was a little short, and Place Fell is quite a popular summit. Where I'm camping on Arthur's Pike is a lot quieter. So yeah, definitely made the right choice because it's just gone lunchtime, so I'll be up there for about 1. And I'd missed my swim in Ullswater. Well, there's Hallin Fell. Camped up there before, twice. Both times was really busy. I do believe both times on the Ullswater Way as well. So one of the times I started the Ullswater Way from this point. I think one of them I started from Hartsop and camped up there. So yes, I would recommend the Ullswater Way to anybody. It's a fantastic walk, one of my favourites. Can be done in a day, but nice to break it up with a camp in between. So just going through the foresty section at the back of Hallin Fell. So got about 4 miles to go, so plenty of time. So the plan is now to find a nice quiet spot and spend about an hour having a swim and a chill out. Just don't want somewhere too public. Looks like an ideal spot to stop for a bit of grub and a swim and a chill out. Bloody cold. Right, chill time over. So I had a nice swim and a chill out in the sun. Been about 45 minutes. So time to crack on. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I could have stayed there all day. Just pitched my tent. I must admit to being a bit tempted. Like we've got a decent water source here. Yeah, flowing nicely that. But as I'm going up there, there's a source further up. I'm hoping it's not dry. There is maybe 2 or 3 different sources, so should be okay. And that's another decent source. That actually starts up top. So I am going to collect a bit lower down, but I might check that out to see if I can reach the source at the top. Be good if I can. So this is the second place I can get water from. There is a spot that's a bit higher up which I'm going to try. Because dropping down to here is not that far. As you can see, we've got a lot higher than we was previously. So I think the other source is about a 10-minute walk that way. Well, this is exactly what I need. Really good flow to that. Literally 1 minute off the path. So that's perfect. So I'm going to grab loads of water here and then hike the final mile up Arthur's Pike. Right, time to start climbing with an extra 3 kilos on my back. Oh, I'm glad it's not too far from here. Nearly there. Wasn't as bad as I feared, to be honest. I think collecting water so high up was definitely a good idea. And it was, funnily enough, the best flowing stream I've seen. Looks like a double summit. So there was one up there where those 4 people were sat, and there's this one down here which is nice and tucked out of the way, and you've got some stunning views down Ullswater from that way and that way. So I'm going to pitch right where my rucksack is to get the spectacular views. Excellent. So this is actually not Arthur's Pike. Arthur's Pike was back up there. This is what's called Winnie Crag. So yeah, but I'm sure it was here I camped last time, and the first time I camped it was definitely Arthur's Pike, because it was at the other side of the summit. Views are better from here anyway. So 12 mile in total today. I think I've got about the same tomorrow, so it'll be a nice steady day tomorrow because we're getting an earlier start. Although to be honest, it's been a nice steady day today really. It's only 4 o'clock. So I'm going to leave it probably an hour and then I'm going to pitch up. But those ain't bad views. So I've fired and pitched up. So a very enjoyable walk today. Yeah, really enjoyable. So I walked from Hartsop all the way along the banks of Ullswater, around the back of Hallin Fell, which is just over there, and then around, collected my water, up onto Arthur's Pike, and then down here onto Winnie Pike, which I always thought this was part of Arthur's Pike, but there you go. So now I'm up, I'm staying up. I'm hiking along that ridgeline you can see in front of you all the way around to High Street. Then I'll make a decision, might camp on Caldale Head. It's probably slightly quicker to the car, and I've been camped on there for God, 10 years. So yeah, that can be the plan, I think. But if you watch my channel, as you know, plans can and do change. So kit. I have not used this tent for 11 months, and the last time I used it was in the Lake District. It's the Pyrome Duo with the double inner. For me, the double inner with the A-frame pitch is a game changer. It really is. You get so much room in there. The tent's pretty wind-worthy as well. Last time I used it, I had it in a bit of wind, and it was fine. And been a bit breezy, but nothing too bad. And yeah, it's no problem at all. So the kit is pretty much the same as I took with me last week when I was in the Peaks. Thermarest Neo X Lite, enlightened equipment Enigma 50 Apex quilt, my Arona down top, my lightened equipment Torrid body warmer. I've bought my Astocas wind pants. As usual, I've got a buff, a hat, a pair of gloves. I've got my Temu flip flops, just so I can walk around camp comfortably. The stove I've got is my Fisher system. I nearly brought the Caldera keg, but then I thought there's not a lot of weight in it. I'm only doing a couple of days, so the Fisher system is probably a bit easier to use because the handles, and it's got a nice metal cup with it, titanium cup, which I do like. I've got a cheeky drink for later on. And that was all carried in my Z-Pax Nero, which as always was very comfy. As you can see, I'm just filtering a little bit of water. So as I've said, tomorrow about 11-12 miles, but I don't have any firm plans, and I can change my mind and see what I fancy. But yeah, that's my loose plan, is just to walk along the ridge line. That should take 4 or 5 hours. There's a tarn up on Coldell Head. I might have a dip in there as well, because I really enjoyed my swim today in Ullswater. So I'm going to get some food. I've got Blarband, I think pasta carbonara, and I think I've got goulash as well. And I've actually got breakfast in the morning. I've got a muesli with coconut milk, so I thought I'd carb up a little bit for the energy. Right, time to get the stove on. I've got a bit of camp kitchen on the go. As I said, my Caldera Fisher system, that is full because I want a meal and a drink. So as I said, Blarband pasta carbonara. I've added actually some bone broth to it as well, to give it a bit of a richer taste, but also extra calories, extra vitamins and minerals as needed, and a peppermint tea. I do like a standard black tea with honey, but I've run out of honey, so I'm going to have to get some more of the little sachets. But yeah, the peppermint tea is quite nice, good for settling your stomach apparently as well. So yeah, so I am starving 10 to 6, and then I am going to start on the Jack Daniels and Coke, and I've also got some cinnamon whiskey, so that'll be nice, especially to these views. Absolutely stunning. Well, it actually looks good and it tastes really nice. I'm quite surprised. I don't know if it's all to do with the extra salt I added in the bone broth, but yeah, it's delicious. Really, really nice.